Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is indeed a great honor to be given this opportunity to say a few words. I'm overwhelmed and truly thankful and grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and very, very humble. It is a gratitude we owe to the people who have taken part in such a wonderful course, that they have given their time, they've opened their hearts, they have been willing to share and be receptive and to gain. And this is what godliness is all about, to learn through each other, through the beautiful variety that exists amongst us, in which every one of us bears his light in a unique color of his own or her own, but that belongs to the other so that the other may also complete him and herself. We cannot talk in this present world of tolerance anymore. These are words of previous generations. Today, with the advancement of the moral human conscience, with the way in which we understand things, with the globe becoming a small village, with the sharing of information, mixing of cultures, we have come to understand that the other is no different from me, myself. It is no longer a question of tolerating the other. It is not even a question of accepting the other as the other is. It goes without saying that the one in whose image we are all created has accepted us as we are in any case. Today, it is all about appreciating one another, learning through one another, looking beyond labels and finding the beautiful essence that is there of the same beautiful one. Interfaith dialogue work is indeed very, very important for several reasons. One is that we come from unique backgrounds and unique perspectives, and others are faced with the same challenges that some of us have already faced historically. This sharing then helps us to overcome our challenges by learning through the other. In that way, interfaith dialogue is very important. Secondly, when we engage with each other, we begin to realize that the one to whom I am devoted to is more than what I understand of him, and I need to learn about him through another language. It rids us of our biases. Faith no longer becomes an obstacle in embracing beauty. Faith does not bring about arrogance and ego, as we have seen in our history. In the name of God, we have justified the killing of the other. That was never meant to be God. Such were our insecurities that were projected onto our God. With interfaith dialogue, we begin to realize that we need to be humble from God. The one we worship in the name of Islam or Christianity or Judaism or Buddhism or Hinduism is none of these altogether. He is not a Hindu, nor a Muslim, nor a Christian, nor a Jew. How strange is he, the one proclaimed by every faith, and at once he belongs to none. And he belongs to the faithful instead. Interfaith dialogue removes us from the restrictions that the labels of faith bring with them. In fact, it takes us to the essence of faith, the one proclaimed by faith. And then when we share, we begin to realize that the most important thing in this world is not only human morals that are common to all of us, of being truthful, of being righteous, of being charitable, of being peace, loving, and giving life, but it begins to bring home a very different meaning, a very real meaning, that we need to, in a very meaningful way, belong to the most beautiful one, the one whose beauty cannot be described, the one like whom there is none other, the light of all light, the origin and the end. At at once directionless and to whom every direction converges. The beautiful one, forgiving one. We begin to realize through such dialogue that our calling is a different calling altogether. How wonderfully Rumi puts it. He says, O you who marvel at the sun and admire its luminosity, acquire your own beauty from within. You shall outshine the sun in a way that the sun will not even appear as a dim star in front of your radiance. We realize through this dialogue that our calling is a calling beyond labels, beyond religion, to a realm where we be. At times we forget how fortunate we are for taking birth in a religion, for having such a beautiful community. Look at the world around us. No doubt, we are more morally sophisticated today than we have ever been in our history. No doubt, our spirituality is potentially ascending. Yet look at us, how lost this world has become. 7 billion beautiful souls, creatures of God, every one of them worthy, for that Allah would create, or God would create the whole universe for each one of them. Look at how they are striving. Look at the struggles. Look at the miseries. Is it even possible, I ask myself, that in the 21st century, people are killing each other so brutally and we watch? Is it even possible that there is a famine in Africa and people will die? Is it really happening that in Yemen people are being killed and soon every lifeline to Yemen will be cut off and those people will starve to death? Is it possible what has happened to Syria in the 21st century? My Allah, are these little children not my children? Black or white, young or old, are they not my family? How can it be that a person's house is bombed? Two young brothers are playing, and one's limbs are torn apart in front of another. How is it possible? We forget our rest of our family is not as fortunate as we are. This on the one hand. On the other hand, 7 billion children of God are lost without meaning. They don't have a sense of purpose for life. There is no beauty sustaining them from day to day. Is it therefore not our responsibility as the people whom God has favored with His light to understand His beauty, to share this goodness with them? It's a strange world. We have never been in a position to destroy ourselves in the way in which we are today. Despite refined morality and the United Nations that we have never been as irresponsible as we are today. This dialogue is very, very important, but we must not forget that we have a duty to our family. We have a duty to the beloved. We need to try and bring about as much goodness as we possibly can in this world of God. We must not forget that we are one family and that the destiny of all is contingent upon one, or the destiny of every individual is contingent upon the wider family. This sort of work ought to be commended. God has brought a few people together, invested them with His light, to remind others that He is with them also, and to share His goodness with them. I will end now with one or two words. Jesus was an individual. He did not have armies with him. He had no power base. Moses was an individual. He did not